car we're driving today is a 2006 Pontiac GTO. This was the final year for the 4th generation GTO. This year model packed a 6-liter LS2 V8 that saw duty in the Corvette C6 as well. Now, in Pontiac, guys, the LS2 was good for 400 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. If you can work the slightly rubbery 6-speed manual transmission, the GTO will reward you with a sub 5-second 0 to 60 time. Now, this generation GTO didn't start life as a Tempest Le Mans as its predecessors did. It began life as a Holden Commodore. Yes, that means that the all-American GTO is as American as Vegemite sandwiches. Now, just because I want to be fully transparent here, this goat isn't stock. Not even a little. This car in particular has a Magnuson Supercharger, new speed cold air intake, headers, and more aggressive cams. This all puts this car in the neighborhood of 638 horsepower at the wheels. That's a lot. Just for reference, let's try to wrap our mind around that. Here's a list of cars that have less power than this Super GTO.
The Mercedes SLS AMG Blank Series, the Maserati MC12, Mercedes SLR McLaren, Ferrari 599 GTB Fiorano, Porsche Carrera GT, Lamborghini Huracan, Aston Martin Vanquish, Pagani Zonda F, Ford GT, Lamborghini Diablo, Celine S7, Nissan R390, BMW M6, Audi RS7 Twin Turbo, Porsche 911 Turbo S, Bentley Continental Flying Spur, Ferrari California T, Aston Martin Vantage V12S, Lexus LFA Nürburgring Edition, Rolls-Royce Ghost, Ferrari 458, Lamborghini Gallardo, LP 570-4, Super Trofeo Stradale, McLaren 570S, Porsche Cayenne Turbo S, Audi R8 LMX 5.2 V10, Nissan Skyline GTR R35, McLaren F1.
And if we're being honest, it's faster than anything I've ever driven up until this point. When you nail the throttle from a standstill, this car will spin the tires for a moment, then launch you into the sunset like the Lone Ranger being shot out of a cannon. Before you know it, you're doing illegal speeds and stabbing on the brakes in the hopes that you weren't spotted by someone in blue that needs his quota filled. If you're anything like me, you've probably never driven anything nearly this powerful. Let me warn you, you aren't ready. Nothing can prepare you for this kind of acceleration. It's not just the pull either, it's the noise. It's violent. But then, after the cacophony has subsided, something amazing happens. Your hair that was previously on fire has cooled. Your teenage reckless streak has subsided back, and you realize that you have a house note, car note, children to feed, and, a productive life to live. You put the GTO into 6th gear, you set cruise, and you just go. As you're sitting there doing 65 miles an hour, this beast is only turning over 1,200 RPMs. You don't even think about that, though. You're too busy falling into these seats. These might be the best seats that General Motors has ever put in any vehicle ever. Another problem that was had by the GTO when it first came out was style. I heard some people refer to the GTO as looking sort of like a bloated Chevy Cavalier. The owner of this car was actually at a gas station one time, and someone said, "That's a really loud Civic you got there." Okay, I understand it. It's not styled quite as well as it could have been. But here's the thing. When you look at it from a different angle, when you look at it less as a bloated Cavalier and more as a poor man's Ferrari 575, that's when it starts to make sense. The styling is subdued aggression. It's not loud, it's not boisterous, it's got some hood scoops, it's got the dual exhausts, but it's not going to draw attention nearly as much as, say, a Shelby GT500, but that's the beauty of it. It's a sleeper that doesn't look like a sleeper, if that makes sense at all. As I wrapped up my drive with this Super GTO, it made me think, what could Pontiac have done If General Motors hadn't pulled the plug, we'll probably never see another GTO. And that's the saddest part. Few wanted it, but those who got it, well, they've got something special. My left leg is getting an insane workout right now.